Good morning, everyone. How is everybody? Are there any questions? Anything? Okay, welcome to week 6 of Math1095. In this session, we'll go some questions from chapter 12. Okay, from chapter 12. Chapter 12 is ordinary general annuity. So in chapter 12, you have PY not equal to CY. That is ordinary general annuity. And remember when you did your test 1 last week, it is all about chapter 11. Chapter 11 is ordinary simple annuity. Ordinary simple annuity. In chapter 11, you have PY equal to CY. Remember what is PY? PY is how many payments you make in 1 year. 1 year number of payments or number of deposits. And CY represent number of compounding per year. If interest rate is compounded quarterly, CY equal to 4. If interest rate is compounded monthly, CY equal to 12. Okay, so that is the main distinguish between chapter 11 and chapter 12. The methodology is the same regardless it is chapter 11 or chapter 12, especially when you use calculator. It is exactly the same procedures, the same steps. So remember, normally you need to enter 4 numbers into your calculator. Either it is term N, interest IY, payment PMT, present value and future value, PV, FV. You need to enter 4 items in order to figure out the 5th item. Okay, I will pause for a moment to see if there are any questions. Please feel free to ask any questions. Okay, you can type in your question in chat area, or you can directly speak up. All right, and I strongly suggest you have your calculator ready. Have your calculator ready, and we are going to walk through some problems. And also remember, you need to watch the lecture recordings, the pre-recorded lecture before coming to the class. So today we'll cover chapter 12, section 2, 3, chapter 12, section 4 and 5. Okay, so make sure you watch those 2 lectures. In class, the live lecture will solve problems related to the quiz. And those quiz questions will be related to your next test and final exam. So that is the logic. What sections this week? Chapter 12, sessions 2 to 5. Today, chapter 12, session 2 to 5. It is almost the whole chapter 12. Thank you, Safi, for asking. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, let's dive in to the questions. Question 1. What is the discounted value of 1,030 paid at the end of every 6 months for 7 years? If interest is 7% per annum, compounded annually. So the question asks you, discounted value means what is the present value? What is the present value? 1,030, that is PMT. Oh, thank you, Jonah. Sorry. Thanks. Okay, now can you see my screen? Thank you again, Jonah, for your observation. Okay, let's restart question 1. What is the discounted value? Discounted value means present value. If you have 1,030, that is PMT, paid at the end of every 6 months for 7 years. So what is term N? It should be capital. Sometimes I do not distinguish between capital letter N or small letter n. It is referred to number of payments, total number of payments. Let's say every 6 months for 7 years. Juna, congratulations. You are correct, 14. So total number of payments over 7 years is 14. And then interest 7%, that is IY. Okay. So we have we are asked to find PV, but we are only given 3 numbers: PMT, N, IY. Remember, we need 4 numbers in order to do calculation. What is the other number? We need 4 numbers in order to calculate present value PV. Right now, we only have PMT, N, IY. What number should I put on? Do not forget FV is 0, so that you have 4 numbers. Thank you, Safi. Fantastic. So now you ready? Let's do the calculator. So this is my calculator, okay? I will put it here. Okay, second quit, always start with second quit, just on safe side. Also, we need to identify what is PY, what is CY. What is PY in this question? Number of payment per year. Can someone give me a number? Number of payment per year. Thank you, Safi. PY is 2. And what is CY? Compounded annually. CY is 1. Thank you, Safi, again. Okay. Once you identified, you can set up on your calculator. So second PY, enter 2. Enter. Done. Oops. Second PY 2. Enter. Congratulations, Juna. You are correct. Down arrow key, CY. CY is 1. Enter. Second, quit. And now enter the 4 numbers. Doesn't matter the sequence, okay? So the first number I will enter PMT 1030. That is negative PMT. And then 14 is term N. 7 is IY. 0 is FV. Final step, compute PV. $11,292.93. Okay, as you can see, this question is exactly similar to question chapter 11, except we have PY not equal to CY. But the procedure, the steps in calculating ordinary general annuity is the same as ordinary simple annuities. Any questions on question 1? Did you get also the same answer except Juna? I know you got the correct answer. Anyone else you got this number? Safi, congratulations. Great. So shall we move on to next question? Question 2. Maybe I will leave question 1 open in case you have some questions. What does OG stand for? OS, ordinary simple annuity. Ordinary simple annuity. OG, ordinary general annuity. So chapter 11 is ordinary simple annuity. Chapter 12, ordinary general annuity. Thank you for asking, Safi. Okay, question 2. A property was purchased for $5,946 down payment. Monthly payment is $1,105. You make this payment for every month for 4 years. Interest is 3% per annum, compounded annually. What was the purchase price of the property? How much is the cost of financing? Okay, so there are 2 questions here. 1, the purchase price of the property. You need to find out what is the present value. What is PV? And then use this PV plus down payment. Present value plus down payment. That is the purchase price. Okay, so our objective here is to find the PV. Okay, in order to find the PV, we need to identify what is the PY. Juna, thank you so much. PY equal to 12. 1 year you make 12 payment. What is CY? Thank you, Juna. CY is 1. And term N, over 4 years, you make 48 payment. Thank you, Juna, again. And then PMT is $1,105. Anything else do we need? IY interest. Again, we need FV is 0 because we need 4 numbers in order to calculate PV. Okay, so now pull out your calculator. Remember final answer PV. you have to add $5,946 to get the purchase price. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my calculator. So I'm going to move this up. Okay, second quit, then second PY. PY is 12, enter. Down arrow, okay, you got the Y. CY is 1, enter. Second quit, okay. So now enter $1,105 negative TMT. 3 is interest RUI. 48 is term N. Okay. So 0 is FV. Compute PV. Okay, this is our PV value. After you get this PV, I'll write this down. So PV. Okay. Oops. And then you use this number plus. Oops. So this number plus 5,946 equal this number here. Okay. So this is the purchase price. Purchase price. Okay. Any questions? And next, what is the cost of financing? In order to do that, you also need, actually, we need this number. I'm going to write down this number. This is the present value, 49962. So our calculation result, PV. Okay. Now we answer the second question, the cost of financing. So think about this. Each month you make this payment. Every month you make $1,105 times total months, 48. This is total payment. Okay, this is total payment you make. So let's figure out what is this number using calculator. So I will use regular calculator. Second quit, 1105 times 48. Thank you. It is thank you, Safi. 53040. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. And then you use this amount minus the present value. That is the cost of financing. and it is this number. Okay. Any questions? The cost of financing. We all good? Okay, shall we move on to question 3? Okay, question 3. A contract can be fulfilled by making an immediate payment, $4,701, or equal payments at the end of every 6 months for 3 years. What is the size of semi-annual payments at 8% per annum, compounded quarterly? So let's understand this question step by step. So first step, identify what is PY, number of payment per year. Anyone, what is PY? Thank you, Safi. PY equal to 2. 1 year you make 2 payments because you make every 6 months payment. And what is CY? CY is 4 because it is compounded quarterly. And then immediate pay 4,701. What is this number? What is $4,701? Try it again, Safi. It is not PMT. Try to think it again. PV, yes, this number is present value. Okay, PV is the present value. Okay. And then the question asks you, what is the payment? That is the question. PMT is the question you need to answer. Okay, and what is term N? What is term N? 6, because you make payment over 3 years in every 6 months. Every 6 months, you make payment, and you do this for 3 years. Okay, and what is IY? IY is 8%. So this 8%, IY is 8. Okay, so we have all the number we have, but we need 4 numbers. We just know PV, we know term N, we know IY. What is the 4th number we need to enter into the calculator? FV 0, yes, FV is 0. So we're ready to punch in the numbers. But first, we need to set up. Maybe I'll put it here. Second, quit to clear any previous entries. Second, PY. PY is 2. Enter. Down arrow key, CY. CY is 4. Enter. Second, quit. Now enter 4,701. This is PV. Okay. 8 is IY. 6 is term N. 0 is FV. Final step, compute PMT. Okay, so you get $897.94. Okay, so any questions for question 3? Any questions for question 3? Let me check who are here. Any questions? All right. Shall we do next question? Question 4. Question 4. How long it will take to save 11,000 by making deposits 105 at the end of every month into an account earning interest 7.5% compounded quarterly. So how long it will take to save? What is this number, 11,000? What is 11,000? Anyone? What is 11,000 represent? PV, FV, PMT? This is future value, FV. 105, that is PMT. Okay. Every month means PY equal to 12. 1 year you make 12 payments. CY, number of interest compounding per year. Compounded quarterly, CY equal to 4. When you have compounded quarterly. Okay. And then we have interest, IY 7.5 is IY. Okay. How long? We are asked for term N. How long means what is term N? We need 4 numbers, but we only given 3 numbers here. We are given FV, PMT, IY. What is the 4th number I should enter? PV is 0. You have to enter this number. PV is 0. Okay, and the question asks you term N, right? All right, so let's pull out the calculator. So maybe try it over here. Second, quit. Set up PYCY. Second, PY. PY is 12. Down arrow key, CY is 4. Enter. Second, quit. 11,000. This is FV. 105. Negative PMT. 7.5. IY. 0 is PV. So we just entered 4 numbers. Final step, compute term n. Okay, I got 80.94. Okay. Does anyone also got this number? Okay, the unit for 80.94, it is a month. You take this month. But the question asks you how many years, how many months. So you need to translate this month into how many years, how many months. How did you get to N again? Thank you, Juna. I just enter 4 numbers. FV 11,000, PMT negative 105, PV 0, interest I 7.5. I entered those 4 numbers, but before I entered those 4 numbers, set up PY12, CY4. Okay, thank you for asking, Juna. Enter 4 numbers, then compute N. Okay, once you get this number, so how do you translate this number into years? Remember, 1 year has 12 months. So you use this number divided by 12. Okay, so this number divide 12, divide 12. You got 6.75. This unit is years. The unit is years. Okay. The unit is years. And then we need a whole number for year. So it is 6 years. Okay, 6 years. And then how do we calculate the months? There are 2 ways to calculate the months. One is 1 year has 12 months. If you subtract 6, you get 0.75 years. And then times 12, you get 8.94 months. So use 0.75 times 12, you got 8.94 months. This unit is months. And this is round up, you get 9 months. This is how you get this one. This is one way to do it. The other way, after you got 80.94, you make this number into 72. Do you agree this is 72 plus 8.94? The unit is months. And equal to 72 months plus 8.94 months. 72 months is 6 years plus 9 months, round up. This is another way to do it. Just use common sense. Everybody knows 1 year has 12 months. That is common sense. Okay. The question is why not round up the years? We don't round up the years because the answer demands years and months. If the question asks you how many years, You round up, yes. But the question asks you how many years, how many months. That is the reason you cannot round up the years. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Last question. Question 5. Question 5. What is the nominal annual rate compounded quarterly if deposits 190 made each month for 5.5 years accumulate to 13,800? So what is normal rate? So what is IY? That is the question. Interest compounded quarterly means CY equal to 4. Payment each month means PY equal to 12. 190 is PMT. 5.5 years each month, so use 12 times 5.5. 12 times 5.5, that is the term N, 66. Okay, N equal to 66. Accumulate to means this is future value. Future value. So what is the other number we need to enter? PV is 0, so that you enter 4 numbers. The question asks you interest, IY. Okay. So second quiz. Any questions before I start this question? All right, so set up PY. PY is 12, enter. Down arrow key. CY is 4. Second quiz. I'll double check. PY is 12, CY is 4. Okay. All right, now enter 190 negative PMT. 66 term N. 0 is PV. 13,800, that is FV, and compute IY. Congratulations, you are ahead of me, Juna. Great. Excellent. 3.49. All right. So any questions? Okay. So in summary, what we did today, we did chapter 12, sessions 2 to 5. Okay. We calculated ordinary general annuity. Okay, we calculated present value, we calculated PMT, we calculated term N, we calculated interest IY. Okay. So that is for content today. So make sure you do the quiz 5, all the questions quiz 5, due midnight of tomorrow. You can do quiz 5 multiple times the highest mark will be recorded. Okay. Now I pause for a moment to see if you have any questions. Remember, you can always email me for any questions. Please allow 2 business days to have your email answered. Okay? So for next test, by the way, test 1 last week was very good. The class average is 75%. Keep on the great job. Okay? Remember, only attend class is not enough. You need to go over all those questions by yourself. Plus, you need to do all the questions I presented in the lecture here, chapter 12. All the questions I presented in the lecture and examples in the textbook for chapter 12. So do 3 things. 1, make sure you know how to do the question I presented in the live class. 2, make sure you know how to do questions I presented in the recorded lecture. 3, make sure you can do examples from the textbook. If you can do these 3 things comfortably, you should have no problem writing the test and the exam. Okay? So that is the lecture for today. Any questions? Any questions? One student just joined the class. We finished the lecture, live lecture. Okay, we did question 1 to question 5. If you just joined the class, you can watch lecture recording. The lecture is recorded. Okay. Any last minute questions? All right. Thank you all for your participation. Have a great week. Make sure to take care of yourself and your loved ones. I will see you next class. Bye. Thank you, Juna. Thank you, Amanda. I will stop recording.